Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Tight Cycling. Welcome to another episode of batch hunting. I opened up Watopia and today we're going to do the figure 8. So we should be done in like about 90 minutes or so, which is perfect because I will have a race in 1.5 hours. So wish us luck that we'll actually be able to finish this in time. But yeah, so we're going to be in Watopia on the figure 8, and hopefully by the end of it we'll unlock the route badge and have yet another one for the that we can take to the bank. As always, I haven't really looked at the route, so I'm not 100% sure what to expect. There is about 250 meters of climbing in here, and with the lead-in we have about 30 kilometers. Yeah, so let's just get started and enjoy this ride. As always, if there's anything noteworthy, I will slow down the video back to normal. Other than that, I will probably speed it up if there's nothing really happening. So I'm not going to torture you with hours and hours of stuff where nothing happens. As for the power, I aim to be at around 130 watts. It's supposed to be an endurance ride / recovery. We have been doing 100k yesterday and the legs are still a little bit sore, but hopefully this little ride here will wake up your legs and wake up our legs and allow us to later, again in about 1.5 hours, to go back to Scotland and see if we can better our time at the stage 2 of Race Scotland, which is held on this crit circuit, which in and of itself is manageable. But the problem is that the only power-up available is the burrito. And whenever people deploy the burrito, you don't get any draft. Which is bad. Because I do like draft. Because it allows me to go faster with less power. So who wouldn't want that? In the eternal words of Joey, less power, good. Faster, good. So why wouldn't you want that? Anyways, so I wished people would just, abandon the burrito, throw it out as soon as they get it. But of course, people don't do that. It's, in effect, a way to hurt your opponent, but it does hurt yourself as well. Because I think it's 2.5 meters around you. People cannot draft, but that includes you. So the only place where it probably makes sense is in the final sprint when you're getting to the front. Other than that, I'm not sure if it really makes sense. But be it as it may, it's a power-up, it's a game we're playing, and it is still fun. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. I'll probably mention a couple more times that I really do hate burritos. But whatevs. It's going to be okay. So hopefully we'll make it in time to the race. But if not, also not too bad, then we just won't. Tonight at 8 my local time here in China, or 10 past 8, there's also the time trial that happens to be on the same course on the crit circuit in Glasgow. And yeah, we did it twice. We came second once, but there were only 3 people. And then the next one we won with 10 people. But the times that we put down, no good anymore. Many more people raced that circuit, did the time trial, and put down better times than us. So our best time so far is 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And so my hope is to better this to hopefully below 4:30. But any better time would be appreciated. So we'll see how that goes later. But that is only in the evening. So I'll have a warm-up / badge hunting / recon / endurance ride session now. Then hopefully the race. And after the race, I will meet up with a friend for some dinner, do my shopping, and hopefully we'll be back at home in time for the race tonight, or actually for some warm up and then the race. I reckon I would need at least, at the absolute minimum, 15 minutes, but better 20 minutes to get the muscles back to temperature, and because those 4.5 minutes are exhausting. Anyhow, I will be quiet for some time, so please enjoy the ride here along this tunnel and wherever we come out of and whatever's next. If there's anything noteworthy, I will bring the speed back down and let you know what's going on. So let's keep on pedaling. All right. 20% already done of this loop. So we are 6 kilometers in, and there will be some climbs coming, but so far so good. Let's try to stay on his wheel and see how it goes. No, we will unfortunately part. We'll go left, we go straight. So thank you. Thank you for lending me your wheel, and have a really lovely day, Mr. or Mrs. Basilevicus. All right. All right. Here we go. We're doing the Zwift KOM. 2.4 kilometers at 2% average gradient. We are not planning on beating any of our personal bests. We'll just try to stay Yeah, at a normal sustainable wattage. So far we are averaging 141 watts for the ride, which is a little bit higher than what I was planning on, but so be it. As for HR zone, we are at the top of zone 1 after 15.5 or 15.75 minutes, knocking on the door to zone 2. Yeah, and the power will just come down a little bit as I will be trying to use an easy gear up this climb. All right, let's keep on pedaling. All right, so now we can see the top of the mountain, the KOM. So we'll come in just over 7.5 minutes. And yeah, that's pretty much that climb. Really weird, has some small little steep sections, but also some downhill sections in between. Very strange. But anyways, let's see what else is on this loop. Let's keep on going downhill here. I'll talk to you in a bit. So before we know it, we're going back through the start finishing banner here, picking up a new power up. Let's see what we get. And a feather. That's fantastic. So we'll use that on the next climb, which again, I'm not sure which one's going to be. But on the climbing side, we have about 1/3 done. And on the distance, we have about 40% already done. So let's continue and see what else is coming up in this on this route here. So far, we're doing fine. All right, here comes the sprint. Very short sprint, 200 meters. I'm not going to contest that today, but that might be an interesting situation in a race, especially like a points race. But then right after it goes back into the... Yeah, I think there's a climb coming up. But before the sprint, there were some rolling hills. I really enjoy riding those up and down, ±3%. Yeah, reminds me of going mountain biking in, not like completely climbing, not downhill, but just a very nice up and down. Anyhow, so we are halfway through the ride, and our average power came down to 137, which is just about 1.8 watts per kilo. The HR went up to zone 2 briefly, but now we are back down in zone 1. And also we are getting very, very close to level 30. We might actually get that during this ride. It seems like there's only a couple more kilometers to go before we unlock level 30, which would be cool. Anyhow, I'll get back to you shortly. So we are going back through the underworld here, underwater world that is, to be a little bit more precise, not quite the underworld. Yeah, so we are 2/3 done, almost. And this should also be roughly the time where I get 300 kilometers for the week. But the goal that I set in Zwift, I think it's 310. So hopefully just before the end of this ride, we should actually get our weekly goal of 310 kilometers. Also, every time we go over a kilometer now, we are getting closer and closer and closer to level 30, which would be nice, because the gap between level 29 and level 30 is 20,000 XP, which equates to 1,000 kilometers. And for the next 2 levels, it is only 10,000 XP points. And then it will go up again to 1,000, and then it wiggles back and forth until it will then be predominantly 1,000 kilometers or 20,000 XP points required to jump to the next level in the, I think, higher 30s or with level 40. And we will of course try to get a lot of XP points, extra XP points through those route batches, but at some point we will run out of them, and then it's simply doing the kilometers. It's the only way for you to get those XP points and climbing up the ladder. And the goal, of course, is level 50 by the end of the year. And that is not because it's such a nice round number. It has to do with the fact that level 50 is where you unlock the fire socks. And I know it's stupid, but I really want those. So yeah. Anyways, we also haven't unlocked the Tron bike yet, which is probably gonna happen next month. at some point, depending on how much effort I want to put into doing more climbing. Yeah, we'll see. I'll also try to finally get those videos out about how to get up the Zwift in certain times. I mentioned it before that I made like an Excel sheet that allows you to calculate the average power and make yourself like a workout, a customized workout. And that worked really well for me to go sub 80 and sub 75 and actually sub 70. Yeah, so we'll probably try to make a video about this later this month or beginning of next month, depending on how many races there are and how many other things are on my plate. So yeah, just stay tuned for this. And ideally, the best way for you to get notified of any new videos is, of course, if you subscribe and turn on the notification. This way you'll receive a message as soon as I release a new video, which should happen, yeah, a couple of times per week, ideally like 5 times per week. So yeah, hopefully that excites you, and you'll hit that like button and leave a comment if you want me to go on particular routes and do recon on them, or, you know, just write them so you can see what to expect. Anyways, okay, so here is the Zwift KOM 5% for less than a kilometer. So I'll talk to you when we are getting through the finish line. All right, so there's the KOM finish line. Yeah, just a little under 1K in length. 5% though. We will get the personal best on this climb. But yeah, we didn't really try very hard, but that just means that previously we went through there at even less power, even more relaxing. So for now, our average power is at yeah, still close to 8 watts per kilo at 137 watts. We are now in zone 2. On the climb, we just got into the middle of zone 2. Now we're again at the bottom. HR keeps nice and low, which is very nice, and let me be hopeful for the race that will start in 35 minutes or so. So yeah, it seems like, yeah, 6 kilometers to go. So we have probably done most of the climbing. Or maybe there's another 40-50 meters. But I would think less than 15 minutes until we are rolling through the finish line. And then I'll do a quick towel down, drink something, eat a banana, and then get ready for the race. All right, so enjoy the rest of the ride, and I'll get back to you when something else happens. All right, so now we are coming to the sprint. It starts just right in front of the tunnel, I think. Oh, there's no tunnel. Okay, so right in front after this curve. No, there's a tunnel. Yes. So yeah, you can tell by the ghost avatar moving away very quickly that we used to put on a time that was much faster than what we are doing right now. But yeah, also just sub 30 seconds for 360 meters makes me believe that this was also not a very serious sprint that we put down. Yeah, I'm sure if we wanted to, we could beat that time. But again, not today. Today it's all about getting the route badge, warming up properly, and yeah, get ready for the race in Scotland. All right, so I think this might be the last little bit of climbing. So we'll just use the feather right away. It's probably too early. There's probably a better time, a steeper section where we could have deployed that, but we are not racing, so it doesn't really matter to us. All right. So enjoy the rest of the ride. I'll get back to you with like a kilometer to go or so. There we go. Weekly goal is met. So now just 1.4K to go, and which means we will finish on a full kilometer, which means at least we're going to do 30, and then we'll probably go to 31. Yes, because it's a prime number, and yeah, those I really like. Anyways, we are also getting awfully close to level 30. So if not at 29K, then I would expect either at 30K and or definitely with the routing badge. And those XP points associated with unlocking that should push us over the over to level 30. So let's see. Yeah, we are just about to turn to the right here towards downtown, and then go towards the finishing banner. I remember this part because it was I was having a race on this particular course here before, or at least on this section, where the finish banner was exactly where it is for our ride. So, all right, kind of getting excited to unlock another route and get up to level 30. All right, 300 meters. And there we go. Okay. But we haven't unlocked the route badge. There we go. Figure 8 completed. Fantastic. And level 30. So that was a multi-purpose ride. And we also have been riding for more than an hour, which is nice. I will stay on this route for a little bit longer because I still have like 20 or so minutes until the race starts. Then I want to get cool in between, so I will just go along here, along this route, and I will talk to you again once I'm done with this ride. So see you in a bit. All right, so we will finish here at kilometer 37 and yeah, call it a day, or at least call it a ride, because we're heading over then to Scotland to the Glasgow Crit circuit to try to better our time on stage 2 of Race Scotland. But yeah, this was a very successful ride because not only did we unlock level 30, but we also unlocked the route badge. We got our endurance ride in, zone 2 ride, which is what we stayed the majority of the time in. Our stats are about 1.8 watts per kilo on average. Yeah, majority of the time in zone 2. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please sign up, subscribe, send a like, send some messages, comments, what you would like to see. And yeah, I hope to see you again in the next video. So for now, remember, ride hard, have fun, tight. So tight cycling out, and have a lovely Sunday. See you in the next video. Bye bye.